like we have all this length and data type, all the description of data source. Here you have description and the field name. Generally, if you're loading the data from source system, you will get the field names here, which are represented in tables, database tables of SAP, and then you will have description of this, and you will have all the data type, length, decimals, etc., everything about the info objects. And you have all the lengths. So by here you can see that which are the key fields and which are not the key fields. You can see all the characteristics here are marked as key fields. No, they are lowercase, marked as lowercase, and these are not key fields. All right, so we haven't given them as key fields because it is a flat file. We didn't represent it as a key field. Here you have a conversion routine, which is alpha conversion routine, and we have discussed about it. There is the internal and external formats for this, and system will automatically take that. And for example, there is the currency fields and all, and if you have you can have the selection here. If there is a selection option available, so if you have if you want this field in the info package, if you want it to be displayed in info package, you can do the selection. And if you for example you have done the selection, then it will show up in the info package selection. So here you have this selection equals to or between, like that. For example, if you want to filter the data to load, in case of real-time data, we do that. I will show you. I'll show you by giving one or two selections. So there is an option called selection possible and selection required. So we are not making it mandatory to give the selection, so keep it as X. And here in selection options, you have to make it like between selection, so that would be better. So here you can see that we have given selections for two of the objects, like customer ID and material number. And you will what it will happen is, in info package we get these two objects as selection, and we can filter the data for loading while in staging engine itself by giving the selection. For example, in source system there are 100 million records in source system. For 100 million records we cannot load all at once. It is bad for the performance, and it may give the dump as well. In that case, what we will do is we have selection fields out there. For that, by giving the dates, or by extracting the quarterly data or by extracting monthly data, we can reduce and we can filter the data, and we can extract the data monthly, so we can reduce the amount of data, and data loading will happen smoothly. So we have to check this. For example, you can see a data source has the, these are all you can see as the source system fields, source system objects, and this is you can see this as a ETTL information, extracting information. So data source is a object where all the source systems fields are grouped, and it not only that, it has the all the ettl information in this one in itself. So we can give the ettl information as well in data source itself. So that makes the data source definition. It is not only the object which has the all the source system fields grouped, but also it also provides the ettl information. Like this, in general we have all the information about the data. So that is what it does. We checked it and we are activating the data source. Here for the technical name of the data, the length is 32. A data source is not only a structure in which source system fields are logically grouped together, but also it contains the ettl information. So there are 4 types of data sources according to the 3.5 version, and according to the 7.0 version there are only 3 types of data sources: data sources for text, data sources for attributes, and transaction data sources. And in 3.5 there are 4 types. There are master data sources for text, attributes, and hierarchies, and transaction data sources. So that's about data sources. And after creating the data source, you have to create a info package. So this is our data source. Right click on the data source, create info package. A info package specifies when and how to load the data. So we have tabs like extraction. We have 5 tabs in info package: data selection, extraction, processing, update, and schedule. In data selection, as I have explained, we have checked these 2 data info objects. So these 2 had showed up here. We have 2 fields like from value and to value. By giving the from and to value, we can filter the data which we want to load. So according to the selection, we can load the data. For that purpose, there are selections available here. And in extraction, we have to give all the information about the files, about the data. So you have to click and browse to the sheet, file, and you have to ignore first row as we have heading. So the format is this .csv format. We have ASCII format and the .csv format. These are the 2 formats the BW supports. So data separator is comma, as we have comma separated. So escape sign, give it as this, or anything will go. In processing tab, we have where we are loading data, it gives the information. We are loading it only to the PSA. In 3.5 we have an option either PSA or iDocs. In 7.0 we can only load the data to the PSA, because in 3.5 because in iDocs each data record can take up to 1000 bytes, and and in PSA each record can take up to 1912 bytes. So PSA is faster and PSA is flexible, so there is no concept of IDOCs in 7.0. there is only PSA, and it is mandatory for the staging purpose. You have to you have to load the data to the PSA. You cannot escape PSA unless there is one option for the text. So we are loading a full update. There are update modes like full update, initialize update, and delta update. In a full update we will load all the data available in the data source. Initialize delta will be similar to the full update. When you are loading the initialization with data, there are two options like initialize with data or without data. If you check the option initialize with data, it will load the whole data, historical data at once, and that is initialization. And after the initialization, the info package will be ready for the delta. For example, if you want to keep the info packages in process chains, we will do initialization first, and after the either